Hey guys, this is Ross Ratty, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about air layering and the process of how we're going to do this. I have two different methods I want to show you guys. I want to talk about a little bit about why you would do this. So let's just jump right into it. This is my Azores Dark fig tree, and right below here you have two air layers. So this is the main pot here, and this is simply just a method of propagation. So by putting these pots of soil around this trunk, so the way we did that is just we cut the pot in half here, and then you can wrap that around the trunk, and then you can, what I suggest you do is actually score the bark. So by scoring the bark, which is really just exposing the cambium, if I were to even use my thumbnail and dig down in here, you could expose the cambium. We want to go a little deeper than that. We want to get rid of the cambium, and we want to expose the hardwood. And we want that hardwood, we want the cambium to callus up a little bit, and with enough moisture, which is where the soil comes in. So we add the soil that's moist, that will callus up quickly, and then it will send out roots actually rather quickly in the terms of a fig tree. So other plants may need some help. Figs love to root very easily, so in the case of something else, maybe like these are pomegranates against the wall here, and the higher things you see, that may take a little bit longer than a fig. You may want to add some rooting hormone if you're going to air layer that. Other species of fruit trees may take a long time to do that. You may never succeed, but certain species of plants, you can really get away with this, and it's quite fantastic in my mind. So yeah, really great thing to do with figs. So this is one method here that I like to use, and we're really just trying to keep in that humidity, keep in that moisture, eliminate evaporation, and over time, really within a month, you'll see roots coming out of here. Maybe even 2 months, this whole pot will be filled with roots. I'm going to leave this pot on there for the entirety of the season, and that pot, because I want these roots to grow very quickly, and I want them to be very mature, so that when I take this whole trunk off, so I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to cut down here, I'll have 3 different pots of the same variety, and I want all 3 of those trees to be mature, so that next year they're going to fruit for me, and I'm going to have a good harvest next year. The same thing with my Smith. So Smith, I've done this a different way though. This is a process that I'm probably only going to leave on here for 3 months, rather than the entire 5 months, which I will probably do with these air layers over here. So with the 5-month or the 3-month process, you can even do this up to 1 month. It depends on how quickly this is going to take. Certain varieties root quicker than others. And you know what, doing it this way I think is a lot easier and a lot less time consuming and a lot better, especially if you're going to send this through the mail. So what I like to do is take these sandwich bags here. This is method number 2, by the way. Take these sandwich bags and fill that out with soil, and then we zip tie the top there so no soil can escape, no humidity can escape. And then we're going to, as an example, make a slit here in the bag. You can use a knife, you can use scissors. We're going to score the bark. So this is the portion here that I want to air layer. This is the new branch coming out. And we're scoring the bark here to get that callusing, to get that rooting. And then we'll put this right like so over top of the callus here, and we'll wrap that around. And then that way we'll get good contact with the callus, with the hardwood, and we'll keep that humidity in here through the bag. This is kind of replicating a pot, but instead of a pot, it's a bag. And then what we need to do at the very end of that is, because this won't stay on top of this, so we need to wrap it, which is where this comes in. And this is tree tube that I like to use for grafting. It kind of holds the graft together. Even after you completed the graft, you have good contact there, a good graft union. You still like to support it. I like to support my grafts for up to a year by either staking them or using this. So this stuff will last a good period of time, and if I'm going to have an air layer on here that needs to stay on this branch for up to 3 months, then I want something that's going to last. And I've used packing tape in the past. You can use rubber bands, I guess, but they're not going to last as long. Really anything you think is going to last, that's going to hold that together, hold that in place. make sure there's good contact with the moisture of the soil and the branch itself. So that's really the key there, and you don't want the air layer to kind of move around, so make sure it stays in place, and you'll have success really in as little as 3 weeks. People have shown a really good take rate in only 3 weeks. So that's kind of it, guys. That's air layering. Oh, and the last thing we have to do before I let you guys go is that we need to just wrap this around with tin foil. And the reason we want to do that is just to keep in that moisture, guys. So to keep in that humidity within the pot or the bag, so that the sun isn't drying that out in any way. It's reflecting the heat, if anything, or reflecting the sunlight, if anything. And we really want to make sure that these bags, even though they're going to be on here for maybe a month, some of them are going to be on here, in my case, for 3 months. We want to make sure that they're not drying out. We want to make sure that I don't have to come around and try to water each of these bags, because it's not easy. I may even come in here to this air layer here, and I'm going to have to water this probably once a week for the next 4 months. So we're going to make sure that we probably are going to put some mulch down on top of that, so that it's just a lot less work. The soil is not drying out, and we can guarantee our success that way. So anyway, guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you for the next one. All right. If you like this one, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.